All right, go ahead.
Alright. Good evening, everyone. Did you know that according to WebMD, 9,000 youths have died at the hands of opiates since 1999? According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime 2018, juveniles in the age bracket of 12 through 22 face the risk of acquiring mental health disorders, anxiety, and depression as a result of using drugs. While cannabis is the most common drug used among juveniles, a study done by the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry showed that 81% of teens said that they have had the opportunity to use harder illicit substances, and 42.5% admitted to actually trying them. I'm here to specifically speak to you on the dangers of drug use among juveniles so that we can all go out there and educate and prevent this epidemic from spreading even more and affecting more of our future. We are all casualties of drug abuse in one form or another because the age bracket mentioned may include some of us or family member and friends. First, we will talk about the reasons why juveniles are influenced by drug culture presented in the music industry, as well as other reasons youth may choose to use drugs. Then secondly, we will discuss the main dangers of early drug use, focusing on both the risk with the law and health risks, which include death. We will then look at the possible solutions to deal with the situation to reduce the impact it has on our society and our children. When I was 16 years old, that was the first time I overdosed on Roxy 30s, aka blues. The EMTs had to revive me. I had refused treatment and my mom had no idea how to help me. So why do so many adolescents, including myself, choose to turn to drugs? First, let's look at some major artists in the music industry demonstrate illegal drug use in their video. This artist in particular, Lil Pump, has a song called Drug Addict. This is his video. As you can see, the music video not only includes the lyrics of promoting doing drugs, but it shows them smoking weed and popping pills. Today's music culture is overran with the lyrics containing references to drug use, which makes it seem cool and harmless. Young listeners hear lyrics referring to drug use during stressful times or low moods and may falsely believe that these drugs will make them happier. Lyrics referencing drugs are also used in songs meant to hype listeners up or for getting lit. Another notable reason is peer pressure from others around them. Juveniles are also venture into drugs because of environmental and family factors like parental use. Early exposure to drug use or abusive behaviors could damage or confuse the youth on what is right and wrong. Growing up poor or in an abusive environment might force children to venture into drugs to cope with the pressures and stress. The curiosity of young people is always high, and some start drugs just for the experimentation to get answers on how certain drugs taste and feel. During this process, they find themselves caught up in it and eventually become addicted. When drug use occurs at a young age, there are some serious long-term results. Lifelong addiction battles, health risk, and trouble with the law are just a few of the many long-term risks associated with early drug use. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 25% of youth who begin abusing drugs at the age of 18 or younger develop addictive habits and go on to struggle with lifelong addiction battles. When addictive habits are formed at an early age, it interferes with the brain development and can create other mental health battles, like depression. Youths who get involved with drugs at a young age also have a higher risk of contracting diseases such as HIV or hepatitis C, especially those who experiment with intravenous drugs. Early criminal activity can also be associated with youths who abuse drugs at a young age. Drugs impair a person's ability to make decisions, and oftentimes early drug use leads to dangerous, illegal, and impulsive decisions. The worst effect of drug addiction is death, and at an early age due to overdose, or suicide. Despite the vast dangers associated with drug use among our fellow young people, combined efforts from everyone in our society can help fight this epidemic. After being heavily involved with not only my line of work with the FIT team, but also having experience with drug addiction at the young age of 11 and being in recovery now, I have come up with a few solutions that I think may help the youth today. With the help of the local government and the school systems, and we can ensure the incorporation of school-based prevention programs into the education system to create awareness for minors on the dangers of drugs. Family prevention programs can also be strengthened to increase the family bonds and use appropriate discipline. Another family prevention program is a multi-dimensional family therapy, which emphasizes on helping develop more effective coping and problem-solving skills. That's Saw and Lati Per 2013. The programs help families to improve personal functioning relationship and education on better decision-making skills. Healthcare providers can also assist in the prevention of these incidences through guiding and counseling whenever a juvenile patient visits any emergency room due to drug usage. The government can also follow Portugal's lead and decriminalize all drug use by looking at drug use as a medical issue and not a criminal problem. And Portugal not only has the drug use dramatically declined, but addiction rates are down as well, along with HIV and STD spread. As I conclude, I want you for a moment to imagine what would happen if these solutions are put into practice and if they are ignored. The use of drugs by the underage population has resulted in unpleasant impacts like death worldwide. Many of these young people are affected negatively by these drugs, and so is the community, family, and the nation at large. However, available healthcare providers, community members, school, and the government can intervene by implementing programs and rules that will decrease juvenile rates and drug use. Educational programs to equip them with the knowledge on drug effects is the best prevention strategy that can be used. Let us all join hands and work together towards saving the great minds of our upcoming generation. Also, remember that a country with a bright future is a country that invests in its young population. Thank you.